You telephoned John Knox and Valerie Summers. If you care to leave your name, the time of your call, and a number at which we can contact you, and one of us will return your call as soon as possible.
John, it's Valerie. I wish you'd let me do the message. You sound so, I don't know, distant. Listen, my car is broken down and I've left my bag at work with my mobile. Don't say anything. It's been one of those days. I'm in a phone box somewhere. There are no phone books. I can't believe this is happening to me. I just want to get home. Where are you, John? Why aren't you there? Listen, it's 11:15 and I'll ring back in 15 minutes.
Dear Sarah,
I'm a little nervous.
I hope this letter finds you well.
A little upset.
And you don't mind me writing like this after
I saw somebody from my past.
such a long time.
This guy I once knew, this guy I once lived with for maybe a year, maybe a little longer. I can't really remember.
I was going through an old suitcase recently.
You see, it never meant much to me. I mean, it was a relationship, but one among many.
When I found some things which belongs to you.
I don't do well with relationships, but you know that. That's why I've come to see you.
Clothes, shoes, books, and a pile of letters you sent to me when you were in America.
It was in a restaurant.
Do you remember?
I walked in and saw him sitting at a table by himself.
Do you remember those letters, Sarah?
And at first it didn't click, it was just a familiar face.
Do you remember me, Sarah?
A face that you know that you've had some connection to,
My first thought was to throw them away.
but that you just can't place.
But I'm not that strong.
I know he recognized me.
No sense in opening old wounds.
I could see it in his face, and
Maybe I like to open old wounds.
it was as though he was standing up to greet me.
So I read them,
But I didn't say anything.
one after the other.
I just walked straight by.
Each word, each paragraph, each page, read and reread. Each moment, each thought, each emotion that we shared, lived, reread.
I saw him leave the restaurant, and
And Sarah,
it was only then
I just want to know
that I remembered.
what happened.
His name was Neil.
I just want to know
Neil Toohey.
why you never came back.
And once he had asked me to marry him.
John, it's 11:30. I don't know what to do. I don't know whether I should start walking or wait until you get home. There hasn't been a single car down this road since I've been here. I'm on the back road. I know I should have stayed on the main road, but I just thought this might be quicker. I just wanted to get home. It's been a terrible day. It's quiet out here, John. This road is not well lit. I think I should stay here. I think I should stay here until you get home. Don't come and look for me until I speak to you, John. I need to speak to you.
And I said yes.
Sarah,
Not because I wanted to, but because he wanted me to.
I still miss you.
And then I got this letter with these things that were once mine, things that didn't matter to me anymore, things that he had kept all this time.
Does that surprise you?
He says that I wrote to him while I was in America. Well, I don't remember that. I mean, I was away, I was lonely. There could have been letters sent and things said, but I don't remember making any promises.
Why did you write those letters, Sarah?
I don't know.
When I reread them, it reminded me of something which I have forgotten.
I think I hurt this guy.
Your letters reminded me what I felt like to be loved, and I guess, Sarah, I have hold on to that.
But I can't believe he didn't move on. I mean,
Because-
we're big people now. We get hurt and we move on.
Because I've never been loved like that since. Not in the way that you love me.
At least I do.
And although it has been years we were together, I still hold on to that.
I mean, does this guy think that I haven't been hurt?
In every crowded room, the first thing I do is search the faces, looking for you. Every time I walk down the street, walk along the beach, or sit in traffic on my way home. I search the faces looking for you, and at night I rehearse the things I will say. And the conversation always reaches the same point where I say,
I don't know anymore.
come back, and you say,
I don't know what's right anymore.
yes!
I don't know what to feel anymore.
So I want to be free of it, Sarah.
So I'm getting these letters from this guy,
I want to be free of that conversation.
who's telling me about my life.
So I just want to know.
And his version is just so different from mine.
I just want to know.
And now, after all these years, he wants to know
Why?
I mean, I could write and tell him why. I could write and say, I'm sorry, but I never loved you. That was just something you wanted to believe in. I mean, I was 23 years old. Your talk of love and marriage didn't mean a thing to me. I mean, that's why I went away to America, to get away from it. Don't you understand that? I don't know. Maybe I should have told him all that when I left, but really, do you think he would have believed me? Even if I had the words, even if I had the understanding, do you think he would have believed me? Anyways, it takes courage to be cruel, and I don't have that. You know, I think the problem with this guy is that he's lazy. He's just too lazy to move on. Either that or he likes pain. But what I want to know, what I really wanted to know is, does this guy still have the right to love me? I mean, don't I have a say in that?
John, for God's sake, where are you? It's 11:45. I'm cold. I am tired. And I'm scared, John. I just want to get home. There's this woman I'm seeing, a client. I'm not handling her very well. She's confused and in a lot of pain. But you know, John, I don't care. I just don't care about this woman. From the moment she walked into my office, I thought, I don't like you. I don't want you here. And I don't care about the pain you're in.
I've got this song going round and round in my head.
What's happening to me, John?
Do you know it? I know the tune, I just can't place the words.
My name is Nick Robson.
What's going round and round in my head?
What's happening to me, John?
I live at 41 Castle Street. I'm presently unemployed.
What's happening to us?
It was Wednesday night. I went into Newton to have a drink.
We don't talk anymore. When did that happen? I remember such deep conversations with you.
I'd always go into town on a Wednesday night to have a drink. It was my way of ending the week.
I'm scared. John, please come home.
Me and my friends, we would meet up, we'd have something to eat, have something to drink at the bar, and then we would go home. Lost my job recently, like a lot of us that live around here. Anyway, I stayed later than usual. Trouble at home. Me and my wife haven't been getting on too well recently. We're getting in each other's way with it. I don't like being unemployed, and I take it out on her. A little. And I stayed later than usual that night because I wanted her to worry about me.
Seeing Neil and his letter, it's brought up a lot of stuff.
It's nearly midnight, John, and I don't have much change left.
Stuff from the past.
What am I going to do when I run out of money?
Must have left about 11:45.
I'm afraid that I'm just going to do it all again. That as soon as somebody starts to love me too much, then I'm just going to keep moving on.
Dear Sarah,
John,
Valerie,
I get this dream all the time.
every night.
Over and over.
I'm standing at the foot of a steep cliff. The wind is cold and I don't have a coat.
I'm walking through thick woods. It's hot and I'm sweating. To my left, I can hear water running over
The
rocks.
tide is coming in and I'm afraid that if I don't move, I'll be trapped.
You're standing at the edge of crystal clear clear pool of water. I can see smooth rocks on the riverbed.
I find the opening to a small path and I begin to walk down to the water.
I'm walking along a track at the edge of a high cliff. Parts of the cliff face have fallen away, and the further I go, the more dangerous it becomes.
I undress and
Suddenly,
dive into the water. It's freezing. My body shudders.
The woods are thick and they cut my legs and my arms.
I come to a place where the track has fallen away.
suddenly,
The path takes me to a clearing at the edge of the water, and there,
I break the surface of the water and gasp. I splash with my hand into somersault in the water. I feel like
I stand at the edge of the cliff and look down.
boy.
then,
I see a man swimming naked in the water.
suddenly,
I see a woman standing at the foot of the cliff.
I sense somebody watching me.
I'm watching for a moment. Although he's a grown man, he reminds me of a
I look up and see a woman standing at the top of the cliff looking down at me.
child.
There's a man standing on the clearing on the other side of the water watching me.
For a moment, I think I know her, but I just can't place her. I feel self-conscious, like I am
intruding on something private.
I have been caught doing something wrong.
I turn to go. I can't find the opening to the path.
I step back from the edge of the cliff, but as I do, I dislodge some rocks.
I try to move out of the way, but my feet are stuck in the sand.
I start to swim back to my clothes, but the shore and the river bank seems full and force. And
I can't find the way out.
Then I slip. The ground beneath me starts to give way. I try to hold on to something, but
Rocks start falling around me.
then there's nothing to hold on to.
the water is deep now, no longer clear but dark. I can't see the bottom. The shore seems further and further away. I feel something brush against my leg.
Then
I wake up.
John, I think I can see lights in the distance.
it was late, about midnight. I was driving down the river road.
There are headlights. John, it's a car. It's going to be all right. Yes, it's a car.
I was in a hurry to get home.
I'll wait at desk down and get a lift. I'll get them to come and take me home, John. I'll calm down and we'll talk this through. We'll talk, John, all through the night like we used to.
When I saw
I have to go now, John.
a woman
I can see the car coming. I love you.
standing near a phone box, just waving me down. So I pull over. I don't really want to because it's late and my wife will be worried. But there's this woman who's, alone on a road by herself and it's late. Well, late for her to be alone on a road by herself. So I pull over, she opens a passenger door and she
The
says,
car is broken down.
so I say, okay, get in, I'll give you a lift back to your car. But she says,
No, could you take me home? It's late and my husband will be waiting for me.
something like that. It turns out that her and her husband live down, the river houses. There's a strip of houses down there. And they,
Work in the city and
what do they call it?
commute.
They commute between here and the city. So I say, okay, get it. I don't really want to because it's late. My wife would be worried. She would have called the hotel by now and realised I would have left already and she would have thought I've had an accident or something. But what can I do? This woman's in trouble and she clearly needs my help. So she gets in the car and she says,
Thank you.
we've been driving for about 10 minutes. She hasn't really said much except
I do appreciate this, really. I do.
I turned down onto Buller's Lane. It's the shortcut down to the houses. Everybody around here knows that. Cuts at least 10 minutes off the journey. Everyone who lives around here knows that. Well, except her and her husband, because
I've only been here a few months.
nobody must have told them about the shortcut down Buller's Lane. So she looks at me, and before I can say this is the short way, she opens the passenger door and just jumps out. So I pull over, I get out, and I yell, wait! I can't see her. I can hear her running through the woods. It was dark. I fell, and that's how I got the scratches on my face. I must have tripped with some sticks or rocks or something. That's how I got these cuts on my face. She didn't get cuts of shreds. So I yell, stop! I mean, stop! This is the short way. I don't want to hurt you. And then I hear her running at me. She's close. I know she's close because I can hear her breathing. And her breathing sounds like she's crying. I don't understand why she's scared, It's late, I'm a stranger to her. I turned down a road she doesn't know, so I don't understand why the woman's scared. So I say to her, listen, don't be scared. This is the short way. Trust me. And then it's quiet for a moment. You know, like she's trying to decide. That's when I hear it.
I can't!
Followed by crashing through the woods and she's running.
Dear Clara,
So it's late, it's dark, and standing in the woods, I'm just thinking, how did this happen? I just wanted to help the woman.
there is this guy at work.
And I thought, there's nothing more that I can do, she's just gonna have to make her own way home.
I don't know him very well. Just always been this guy. Someone to not do.
So I make my way back to the car, and as I'm driving, I'm just thinking, how is this going to look?
Then the other day he started talking to me and telling me the story.
Then I started thinking, how am I going to explain all of this to my wife? What's she going to think when she sees the cuts on my face and the mud on my trousers? And then I just start getting angry at her because I think, well, she's caused me a lot of trouble.
He knows this guy's a friend or brother or something. And he was working late and he was trying to phone his wife but he was running late. But she wasn't home. He just kept calling and leaving messages on the answering machine.
So I get home, I pull into the driveway, and I just think about what I'm going to say to my wife, and for the life of me, I just don't know. When I open the car door, and when I notice there's something on the passenger side on the floor of the car, where it's her shoe. And the woman left her shoe in my car.
Anyway, he gets home about midnight, but his wife isn't there. Which is strange, because it's late, and he was expecting her to be home.
I start thinking, how's this going to look? Me with this woman's shoe.
So this man placed the messages on the answering machine.
So I'm walking across the road and I'm not thinking too clearly now, just that there's this woman's shoe that I don't want and that I shouldn't have. So I walk across the road to the vacant block. You know, it's the block of nothing, just backing onto the